New day, new beginnings. What a day. So, as we're going to buy our blocks, we found guys who are going for a wedding party. So, we're there admiring them. So, it was a beautiful day for them. And as for us, we had come here to buy our. This is our first day for buying our building materials for our off-grid home. So, as you can see, so here the boys they are putting the blocks on the truck. So the guy in the shirt, that's my engineer, by the way. So yeah, so he's supervising, making sure the guys are giving us the right blocks. So this is so I advise most people also, if actually constructing, they look at building using these blocks. They are very good. The beauty with them, they make work much easier, and use less cement, and the labor cost sorry is very low. So use less labor, and the cement and sand actually is also not so much. So I would also advise people who are actually trying to build their houses, they should look at an option of setting up their homes or their perimeter walls or their houses using those blocks. That actually, me, I bought size 6. We have there's size 6, 9, and 4, yes, if I'm right. So after buying our blocks, so we went for sand. There I'm in the truck, you shall see as as we move forward. So there I am putting on a bit of yellow t-shirt. So those are the guys who are selling. That's my engineer, he's going for his bike. Me, I'm in the big truck. So this is a forward. What I mean by forward, this is a very very big truck which they normally use for load construction, for carrying a lot of soil and sand. So I bought sand from those guys who are very lucky. As you can see in the background, that's the sand they are selling. I was very lucky this guy had not yet powered. So what happens, these guys go to villages, and they buy sand from guys who are mining it, and they power in a single place where they be selling, and it's kind of much higher. So I was able to buy from the guy himself, who gets it direct from the village. So it was a good one for me. So there we're moving back to our site where we shall power our sand, and we so this the first day. Actually, I haven't talked about this day. Also, those guys are also selling sand. About this first day of this video, I'll be talking about the materials we are buying, and we shall see in the video. So there we're almost reaching our site. Our place actually is a little bit not yet tarmac, but soon we shall have tarmac. So there we're moving. I'm in a big truck. I'm jazzing with the driver. We shall see. So we're having a bit of jazz, and so this place, when I bought land, so that's the driver. We're jazzing. There's a conductor there. The turn boy. So we're a bit jazzing here and there about what's happening in the country, in the world. So when I was going to buy this plot of land, it's an estate. It's a very promising place. So guys, don't mind so much about being on Maram Road and Tarmac Road, but sooner or later, this is a main, kind of like, can I call it a main road going to Wakiso? So there we have reached at our plot. That's our engineer, and this other guy, he's the one bring the other bricks. If you can remember, the bricks for concrete bricks, which are going to use for construction. So he's there. You will see the boys also offloading the bricks. So our truck is there. It's coming. I left it on the main road. So our turn on that point is kind of bit, there's a soft soil. It was a bit risky for us bringing such a big truck. So yeah, it has reached on our site. As you can see, there's a banana plantation where the guy in red, where he's standing, there's a bit of a banana plantation. And later in the videos we shall look at how to have a backyard garden. So we shall make use of that banana plantation as our backyard garden, for us to be at least planting bit of like tomatoes, sukuma wiki, dodo, those are vegetables. So anyway, so there, as you can see, most of my neighbors, they haven't built, so I was able actually to get a place where to power my son. So when you bring such a big truck, you have to make sure that the weather is a bit not so bad. Yeah, so let's see what these guys are doing, then we should be able to, yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, this truck was a bit tricky for us. Was a bit tricky for us to get where to power the sun because it's so huge. We couldn't get where to turn from. So we had a good driver. He was able to maneuver here and there and power the sun. So yeah, it was an interesting one. And challenging, and by the way, so and as you can see, it's almost kind of like cloudy, so we're much worried about if it rains, how are we going to get that sand off the truck. It was so hard for us. So yeah, so as the guy is turning, these guys are directing him to. So our initial plan was to put the sand in this upper plot where I'm standing, but we're not able to climb up. It was a bit kind of slippery. So you see the truck. So I'm telling him if we should power the sand there where the truck is, but later I called my neighbor. So the other guys of blocks, they are done with offloading up, as we are also offloading the sand down. So those guys, another big challenge when you bring in these trucks, make sure that the soil is a bit stable. So the other guys of the bricks are also not able actually to climb back up. So they had to come back up to the lower road. So there's a lot you have to consider when you're in these areas. So I called my neighbor, the owner of the lower plot. He gave me a thumbs up to power the sun into his plot. He was okay with it, and all these other neighbors, they were friendly people. So the remaining sand, which is going to stay in the part of the road, we're going to basically push it further into the lower plot. So yeah, I thank my neighbor. He was very positive, and I mean, he was also, he really wanted the place to grow. As you build, the place keeps growing and more neighbors come in, and the whole area becomes more vibrant, and yeah, it's something very very nice. So let's see what these guys will be doing. So as you can see, it was almost the rain was almost coming, so we're rushing. It's a bit windy, so these guys, I was making sure at least they power the material, and they go much early for me not to incur another cost to get a breakdown to come and take that truck off where it can be stuck. But we're very lucky that it didn't rain. So everything went perfect as expected. So this whole day we'll be buying material. So these guys are, that's a second shift, if you can see. The first shift is done. So this day, this very day, I bought sand, I bought concrete bricks, I bought clay bricks which will work in the foundation. So that it was a very busy day for me and my team. So we tried our best before we start the framing of the, more like a frame of the house. We have to at least have much more of the material onto the site for these guys to come and construct at a very high pace, and instead of lagging behind waiting for the material. So thereafter we went to buy trees for profiling and sketching our house. So we shall see in tomorrow's video. And yeah, that's someone's thought, sorry. So so now this very day, as you can see, the trees were for profiling. My engineer with the driver, they are. So the challenge which I found with buying trees, these guys tend to make these things very expensive because they know that you really need them. So after buying trees, we bought cement, which is going to be used in the foundation. And so yeah, so much of the stuff I bought it that very day. The nails for profiling, much the pine which is going to be used in the foundation. So much of the stuff. So these are most of the hardwares. As if I talk about the guys who are selling the materials, most of the hardwares, if you have money, you can pay up front, then these guys can keep. But personally, I really wanted this house up, so I paid cash. Not that I had money, but it was an emergency for me to have this house up. And so yeah, so I bought cement with these guys, and the trees for profiling. So before you set up or you start digging down, so you have to do the profiling, measure the size of the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the living room, the kitchen. So you do an actual from paper of the house plan. You put it on in the actual, like in terms of you see it from the ground. You basically implementing what was done on the paper. So these guys they set up the profile and lay out the rooms based on the size which are on the paper, on the project plan or the house plan. So these are the actual measurements of the house. So you really need those trees. So as they are still loading, I think I bought not so much cement, but it was very necessary for me to save on transport. Yeah, so some of the things you need to make sure you budget very well and know where you will be spending money. You don't have to buy trees, come back and buy cement. So all these, you'll be incurring a lot of money on transport. So you have to plan your day very well, know that you're going to be doing this, do that. So you make a plan a day before on the most of the things you'll be doing. So personally, this very project, taken me a while to think about it and what I will be doing. So I made sure by the time I'm ready, I have where I'm going to buy the materials, what materials, what quality, what companies manufacturing those products, and making sure at least I have everything right. So, and the engineer, I made sure the engineer was I contacted this guy a month before. Went to that. We came back. Actually, we went to we went to that site we were going to construct. So many times we were measuring, making sure we don't make a mistake. So there we have reached at the site. So as you can see, the site we're going to build kind of down. So I rented. So another thing which I want to talk about, when you're going to build, make sure that you have where to store your cement and secure place. So what I did, I was very lucky. My neighbor was very, very kind to me and gave me, it wasn't free, but the money she asked for, it was kind of more like free. So it helped me a lot. I got where to put my materials, and so it was generally a store for me, and so it really helps you a lot, rather than remember what I talked about, the transport. So you don't have to buy one piece, which will be very expensive at the end of the day. So if you're using like a motorcycle to bring for you cement, some people it might work out for them, but personally it was going to be very expensive, because in a day, if you're spending 20,000 on transport or 30, and I don't think it can be only 30, so a day it can actually take you more than 40k. And cement, so how many bags of cement? Let me hope I'm not so mean, but mean on money, but yeah, you have to save money. Building, when you start building, you have to save every penny. So these guys of blocks, they are also still adding more, so they have to make sure that by the close of the day also they are done and they get their money. And they were very good people, so I paid them after, so they didn't ask up front. It really helped me also to channel the money as I'm looking for materials, and channel the money here and there, and at the end of the day I had to look for money. I had money, but you don't have it in cash for security, so you have to make sure most of the money, so you don't have to go with hard cash. Your security is not guaranteed. So as I said, it was a full day work, so we had to bring in this is at night. This is around 10 p.m. So it was a bit late, but I had to wait for these guys. They were getting the clay bricks from very, very, very far. So I had to wait for them to come. So here they are. They brought very good clay bricks, and I would advise, if you're doing if you're building your house, let the foundation use clay bricks. They can't really get spoiled very fast in terms of taking in the water. These are going to be exposed to the coldness in the soil. So if you have the normal bricks which are made from the normal soil, I wish I had pictures and compare what these two look like. But these are whitish, and the ones for soil, they are kind of red. So those ones don't normally last longer if you're using them in the foundation, and your foundation is very stable. So the other way, that side, as you can see, so many lights, those are neighbors in the other side of the hill. So as you can see, we made sure that this day we plan ahead and put up all this onto the site. And yeah, so it wasn't an easy day, but yeah, it was really worth it. It was really worth it for me to have everything ready to, personally, I was the one supervising the project. I had my engineer, but yeah, see, if you don't supervise yourself, or you want to be on can I call them, they're called telephone what engineers. So if you want to become a telephone engineer, in terms of you want to be very far and be calling what's happening, these guys will not really work, or they might actually no, they might sell your materials, or they use less ratios on cement, and so you'll be having something that is substandard. So personally, I wasn't that time I wasn't working, so I made sure at least I'm there, and supervise the whole project. And yeah, so if you don't, so yeah, it will, you have shady work. These guys, if you don't, the engineer is also a human. Sometimes some engineers, you find they have 2 or more 3 projects, and if they leave, the other people they subcontract, they tend to do shady work, steal bit of. I'm not saying that everyone steals cement or whatever, but you have to be very conscious and make sure that at least what you paid for is what you're getting. So yeah, you can see those ones. Those are the ones I was telling about. The bricks, they are white, and you can see they look ready. So they are very, very strong. Even if the guy is powering them or throwing it down, it's very strong. Yeah, you might think it's the one for concrete, but it's not. That's made out of can I call it mud? Not mud, but it's clay. This is normally made out of clay, and these guys, yeah, they make it in a good way, for it to survive the harsh conditions in the foundation, the house foundation. So yeah, so I was a bit so tired, but I mean, tomorrow was also going to be another day for doing all this work, and I mean, we have a lot to do for tomorrow, so I had to make sure that the whole day is well planned, and I have everything on site. So yeah, it was worth it for me, yeah, to make sure that yeah, I have everything there and ready, and for these guys to start working. It also motivates them if you have the materials ready, and so we shall see tomorrow how these other projects are going, profiling, and the digging where the house is going to sit. So yeah, so guys, as the video is almost concluding, so please guys, like, subscribe, and share. Yeah, I'll keep pushing this until when the house is ready. If you can see the previous video which I shared, you would be able to see how the house went from the start to the end. There are pictures, but within these I will do sessions on what we did and what we bought and how we did everything. So I'll be telling you about what level, what we did, and yeah, so guys, keep following, and I mean, I'll focus and make sure at least I have these videos out there. So what I did, initially I did the filming, and so make sure that I have everything, then I am ready to create these videos for you guys to come and watch at all, than waiting maybe 5 or 6 months for you guys to see what's happening onto the house. So I saved this. Make sure that you guys really follow up. Yeah, so